Alright, here we go. Problem number 23 from the final exam. Just so you want to make sure you understand these letters here. Final exam study guide part 3. That's the chapter 5 study guide. Problem number 23. It's asking you, giving you f of x, asking you to find f inverse, and then asking you to find the domain and range of one of those. I don't remember which. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you how to find each one. But if you remember, first thing we do here is we substitute the y. You know what, I'm going to do this all in one step because it takes forever to write anything in this using this paintbrush program here. We put the y in for f of x. Okay, let me do this here. Y for f of x. And then we substitute y for x and x for y. Now that we switch places. And so we're going to write this as x equals 3y minus 2, okay, over y plus 5, okay, y plus 5. Sorry, everything takes forever on this thing, but you can always fast forward. First thing, though, before we do anything else, I should say the domain of f. So domain, let's do this, f domain. Okay, and we can easily find that because we're given f of x right here, and the domain is all real numbers x such that x does not equal anything that's going to make that denominator 0, and that would in this case be -5. Okay, so we have the domain of f, and that also, keep in mind, is the range of f inverse. Okay, range of, and again, I don't remember what they're asking for, domain of and range of one of these, range of f inverse. So let's just put that there. We don't have to think about it anymore. Range of f inverse as well. So that value right there, -5, is domain of f, range of f inverse. Okay, so once we solve for x, once we replace x with y and y for x, then we're going to solve for y. And the y we get is basically our f inverse. And so just trying to think how I can save time here. Y plus 5, when we multiply y plus 5 times x, and then distribute the x, we get yx. I would not normally do this. I'm just desperate because I don't want to have to keep writing things with my mouse. So we multiply both sides by the y plus 5, and we distribute the x through, and now we have terms that have x's in them, terms that have y's in them. We want to bring all the terms that have y's in them to the left side, and then move all the other terms to the right side. Okay, and so we're going to do that in a different color. Let's go ahead and subtract 5x. You know, the funny thing, I think when students do this, they don't think it's very funny, but it's just kind of funny, I think, that they'll end up doing all this work, and then they'll solve for x again. And then they'll, I don't know, it's just kind of funny. They solve for x again, they get right back where they started. But I'm sure you wouldn't do that. Notice here we have two terms that have a y in them, and then these guys are going to go away. I should use a different color. Let me do that because I'm just kind of like that. What color should we use? Let's use that color. Those are going to go away. The 3 minus the 3y's are going to go away. And what I'm going to do is all at the same time, I'm going to yx minus 3y, I'm going to factor out a y. And I'm going to get x minus 3. All right. And on the right side, we're going to get -2 minus 5x. And then we're going to divide both sides by the x minus 3. And that's it. So we have y. I'll go ahead and do this. Let's make it official. What could we cross it out with? Cross it out with red. And so we end up getting y is equal to that stuff, but the y that you get is actually your f inverse. Okay, so when you replace x and y, you replace them, and then you solve for y, the y you get is your f inverse. Okay, and that's what that is. I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm just going to put a big circle around it. That is f inverse. And I guess we need to do the domain, don't we? So the domain, that's that right there. And the domain of f inverse, we already have the range of f inverse. Domain, so f inverse domain, gosh, this is tedious. F inverse domain is all values of, now, all values of x. I had a thought there. I was going to forget that thought. So all values of x such that x does not equal whatever's going to make the denominator equal to 0. So x does not equal 3. And let's be consistent and write this in red. And the domain of f inverse is the same as the range of f. The range of f. Okay, this is really fun. I'm pretty sure it actually was asking you to find this guy right here, to find the f inverse, and I think it was asking you to find the domain of f and the range of f. And so we have, okay, so, sorry, let me just do one thing. The range of f inverse would not be, you wouldn't say x such that x isn't, no, you would say y so that y does not equal -5. So that's how they're similar. And in other words, the range of f then would be y such that y does not equal 3. So range, y doesn't equal 3, and domain, x doesn't equal -5. Now here's something, stay with me here because I'm going to help you. We can use this problem and remind ourselves what vertical and horizontal asymptotes are. Okay? So think about this. Here's a function, and you should know that this is a rational function. Okay, so we have a rational function, and you will be asked, what is the vertical asymptote, or what are they, for this function? Well, the vertical asymptotes are, the only vertical asymptote is at x equals -5. Okay? Think about that. The domain of this function is all real numbers x, so that x does not equal -5. Now, that might be pretty easy for you, but think about this. The range of f is such that y does not equal 3. Y never equals 3. Well, what does that 3 right there, what does y equals 3, or how does that relate to something physical on the graph of this particular rational function? You should be able to answer that y equals 3 is a horizontal asymptote for this function. Okay, got a message there. So anyway, keep in mind that there's a lot of connections being made here. But anyway, that should do it.